We will see how good this can record. Where is this? Is this the microphone? I think that's the microphone. We'll see how good this can record because my computer sucks and I have to do this on my iPad now.
I love video games, but I don't necessarily enjoy playing them all of the time. I don't really have the attention span or drive to play video games, which is why I rarely do it, despite having a Switch and a Steam library. I'm also just really bad at video games, and I don't know why. I've been like this for as long as I can remember. When I was younger, say in like 4th or 5th grade, I wanted to be a gamer. My friend had introduced me to Venturian Tale and PewDiePie, and I would watch Markiplier and Glitchy Gaming. So I was really inspired by their stuff, and I wanted to be a gamer like them. I specifically wanted to play Gmod and Five Nights at Freddy's and Minecraft, but I ran into a few problems. 1, I was about 9 or 10 and I had no money and couldn't buy my own video games. 2, I used my dad's very old and slow Windows 7 laptop that was filled to the brim with viruses, so I couldn't get games on it anyway. And 3, I actually wasn't even allowed on the internet to begin with, so I didn't want to tell my parents how I knew about these games. I could only play video games if we got them on the Wii, since that was all that we had at the time. And even those were limited, since all we had was Super Mario Bros. 3, Wii Sports, and whatever demo me and my siblings could find, since we didn't have any money of our own to buy actual games. I mainly grew up with Nintendo products. My family was not poor, but we're not super rich either, so when new Nintendo consoles and games came out, we had to wait a long while before we could get them. We got both the Splatoon games a year or 2 after they came out, and by the time we got them, the Splatfest events would end a while later, so that was always annoying. Though I really loved Splatoon, I played it religiously, and so did my siblings. Hopefully you can't hear my dogs in the background. We also got Minecraft on the Wii U for my sister's birthday after a while, which hyped all of me and my siblings up, because the only times any of us were able to play Minecraft is when we were at a friend's house and they had it on their Xbox or PC. We played that a lot too, and we'd share worlds and towns that looked pretty bad, but we still had fun role-playing on them. Side note, Minecraft Wii U always freaked me out because unlike Java, you couldn't have an infinite world. There was an invisible barrier that would stop you from moving if you reached too far, and I had no idea why it creeped me out so bad. It just did. I'd get a physical pain in my stomach every time I reached it. It was really creepy to me. Anyway, the only non-Nintendo console I had personally owned was a PlayStation Portable back in 2012, and I had Tony Hawk Underground 2 Remix, Daxter, and a little Big Planet game, though I can't remember which one it was. I don't know when we got this console or the games because it was a hand-me-down from my mom, and I don't know why she let an 8-year-old play a vulgar Tony Hawk game, but whatever. I never completed any of the games. I had on it because, again, I'm really bad at video games, and I always have been. I would always get stuck on a level, and then I would get fussy, restart my save, keep replaying up until that point, and then I'd get fussy, rinse and repeat. It was always not even at the halfway point either. This was like when the levels of the game started getting a tiny bit more complicated. So not at the beginning, but not yet at the halfway. I didn't know that videos outside of Super Mario World 3DS walkthroughs existed either, so I didn't think to look up walkthroughs to help me get through the levels. I remember I let my uncle play Daxter on the PSP and he got pretty far, and then I deleted his save data for absolutely no reason. I totally could have leached off of that. It doesn't matter because we lost the PSP in 2013 and I haven't seen it since, no matter how hard I search. It's really unfortunate. I really want to see how good I'd be at those games nowadays. Daxter also made me realize that I'm probably gay. After I got my first personal laptop for my birthday in 2015, I was able to play video games more, although it was still limited because my mom was the admin of my laptop and still wanted to make sure I wasn't watching or something. I was only able to play Roblox and Game Jolt games. And at that time, I was super into Five Nights at Freddy's and Slender, so I played many games that were similar to those, such as Roblox Slenderman's Revenge, Stop It Slender, any Five Nights at Freddy's tycoon I could get my hands on, Five Nights at Pinky's, all that fun stuff. I also played an unhealthy amount of high school roleplay games on Roblox. I don't know why I was so in love with high school roleplays. I kind of still am, even though high school in real life is not nearly as interesting as Hollywood makes it out to be. I don't know. In 2018 or 2019, I factory reset my laptop to get my space back, and because it was so slow and just really bad, and this meant I could sign up and get my own admin permissions, and that's exactly what I did. Now I'm able to play the games I want if I have the money for them and if my laptop can run them. I have Steam, and after 6 long years of being obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's, I was finally able to get the very game that I seeked and loved. And then I remembered I'm bad at video games, so I only got to the second night, and I haven't picked it up since. It's kind of the same thing with Slender the Arrival. I got it for my Switch after 8 years, and I remember horror games actually really scare me, so I'm stuck on the Kate the Chaser chapter because I keep getting too scared because being in a confined location with 2 horrific characters that want to kill me is just a little freaky. When COVID struck, my mom got Animal Crossing New Horizons to keep us busy during quarantine, and we actually really liked the game for quite a while. We played it for hours and hours and hours, and oh my god, my mom played this game a lot. But after the halfway point in 2020, me and my sister kind of stopped playing it as much. My mom still played it a lot, but after a while she kind of dropped it as well. My sister stopped playing it completely, and my mom almost never touches it anymore. I've sort of picked it back up because I want to fix up our island since months of neglect has left it in an apocalypse of flowers and weeds. But that's still not an everyday thing anymore. I still have a lot of work to do, and it takes a lot of energy out of me, especially because Animal Crossing New Horizons is not as interesting as previous Animal Crossing games. Nowadays, I'm going to be honest, I'm still pretty terrible at video games. I don't like to play them as much anymore. Even with my current hyperfixation Identity V being a video game, I still don't play it a lot at all. I log on to get my daily rewards and to look lovingly into Wu Cheng's eyes, but that's about it. I'm also not good at IDV either, so I'm not sure why I wanted to be a famous gamer when I was younger. I never fulfilled that dream. Maybe I will in the future, but I definitely won't be popular for being an amazing gamer, that's for sure. I've kind of been thinking of starting up a series where somebody who is not good at video games, example me, just tries to play video games for everybody's enjoyment. I just sit and draw all day, which surprisingly doesn't take a lot of energy out of me. Video games take a lot out of me since I have to focus on so many things, and it's just better for me to watch people play. And that's where I do know a lot about this. I do know a lot about some video games like Resident Evil, but I've never played them because I kind of can't, and I know I'd be really bad at them anyway. But I think that's alright. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, I'm sorry if the audio quality or anything is bad because Audacity won't work on my school laptop anymore, so I have to use GarageBand on my iPad, which is surprisingly fun to work with, but it's different, so I'm still not used to it. Anyway, see ya.